Hi there, Johnny V here, under red. Today, a simple guitar lesson. I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett. And we'll get right into it. My lovely assistant here is going to take us to the board. So I'll kind of explain the progression of the song first. So we have an intro. It's basically a 1-4-5 progression. So mostly power chords, E, A, B, to an E, A, B, E, which takes you to the verse part. So E about 4 times, and then the progression goes B, A, B, E, A. And do notice I got Babe, oops, I didn't want to do that. Notice I got Babe here. And if you've seen Joan Jett lately in some of the photos, she really is. Chorus is the same progression as the intro. The verse, well, we already explained the verse. The chorus repeats, goes into the guitar solo. The progression is also the same as the verse, to a short bridge piece, which actually doesn't have any guitar in it, just drums and vocals. And at that point, we do the chorus, 2 repetitions, followed by the outro, which is actually just the chorus, 2 more repetitions with guitar playing this E octave thing that I'll show you. So backing up a little bit, I'll take you into the progression here, the intro progression, and again, that's actually the chorus part, same as the chorus part. And I got a diagram here to explain the rhythm, and I'll have my assistant here keep the camera on this as I kind of run through it, and then we'll focus on my fingers on the guitar. So we start out with the E power chord, and what you'll notice is they're both downs. The count, if you looked at this in 8 beats, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So we're going to go 1 and 2 and that's just a simple, you just hit some of the strings, muting them with your fretting hand. And then you just rhythmically count off that beat and a half there, which takes you into the second half of that progression, which so that would be, so you're playing an E5 power chord on the first downbeat and the second downbeat. You have that muted little chick there, we call it, and followed by on the and up. And if you are just a beginner starting out, you should realize that the numerals 1, 2, 3, and 4, those represent, the numbers always represent your downbeats. So you would actually strum from your heavy string to your light one, sort of like that. I'll show you that. And then the up, that's after that tick thing there. Okay, so 1 and 2 and 3. I'll do that again. 1 and 2 and, okay. Put the chords in there though. I'll repeat that again. The whole thing. Now, we'll move the camera to the guitar, and I'll repeat this. Okay, so here we go. And you got the fretting hand in there? Lovely assistant, thank you. So I'll repeat this now. 1 and 2, 3, and 4 and you're going to relax there. This is the way you want to do it though. So what we got going, I'm going to start out with an E5, and there's actually two guitars in this, in the recording anyway, the original 1982 recording. One of them is playing the E5 power chord, which is nothing more than the root and the fifth and the chord. And if you don't know what that is, look at your E major scale and look at your first and fifth degrees. If you got questions, you could always send me a message about this and I'll answer it. So it's an E, open the sixth string, and then your index finger on the second fret of the fifth string, and you play those two strings together. That's simple. The other guitar is playing this an octave higher, and on the 7th fret, index finger's on the 7th fret, third finger, and that would be the 5th string, okay? And the 4th string, third finger, so you got a fret gap in here, third finger on that 4th string on the 9th. And, now you could also play root, 5th, and root again. So you can do a 3-string power chord, which you could either play it this way, or just use the flat of your third finger, like so. You could even go so far as to just play the double bar, but I don't hear a lot of that B string in there. So here it switches to the A, to the A, to the B. This is the so the A5. Let's explain the A5. That's the open 5th string, and first finger on the second fret of the 4th string. So that's A is the root, the E is the 5th. And you could always use the left hand rule, because if you take A, B, C, D, E, and skip a finger, A, skip the B, go to C, that's your third, and then skip the D, go to E, there's your 5th. So 1, 3, 5, A, C, E, that's the chord. Power chord is just root and 5th, these two guys, so A and E. So we'll go to that. And we got this little G thing thrown in there. It's just the 3rd fret on the 6th string. Easiest way to do that is just use your second finger. So you have that downward chick, and then the up, that's your G, where the and is. So remember, ands are always up, numerals are always down. To the B, okay, and that, what's a B? Use your left hand rule again. B, C, D, E, F, B, D, F, and so the power chord is B and F, root and 5th. B on the 5th string is the 2nd fret, and on the 4th string, and actually in this case, I should have mentioned that, because we're in the key of E, the left hand rule kind of breaks down a little bit. Yeah, it's an F, but it's an F sharp. If we were in the key of C, it'd be all naturals, and the left hand thing would work perfectly. But so you have B and F sharp, and you should use first and third finger, fret gap, and it'll go back to the let's see, I did the B, the A to the B, back to the E. Okay, so. Now you get out of this, finish the intro with a 1s on the B5, and then your E5. Just hit, easiest way to do that, just hit that, either hit a chick or open 6, kind of muted, and finish off with the E5 power chord with a down down. So I'll do that again. At that point, you got this little riffy thing. That would be one of the guitars. The other one is playing it probably using the pentatonic index, like 12th position, index finger on a 12th position. If you remember the pentatonic scale in E, it would be finger per fret, first finger, pinky, first finger third on the 5th string, first finger third on the 4th, first finger third on the 3rd string, then first finger pinky on the 2nd, and first finger pinky on the 1st. So, and the way that this lick will go, instead of this guitar, I better explain this one first. Index finger, so you're going to stay in 2nd position here. So it's 2nd fret, 4th string, open 4, 2nd fret, 5th string, open 5 to the 3rd fret, 6th, and back to the E5. Okay? And this guitar in 12th position, you're going to be on the 2nd string, and you're going to start with you can use your pinky or your 3rd finger here if you wanted to stretch this out. But you can get a lot more muscle behind, you got to do a bend. You can get a lot more if you just use your 2nd, 3rd, and 4th finger, put them in alignment on that 2nd string, and bend that up a whole step. So you need to bend that to the point where it sounds like the 17th fret. Like that. Okay, so, and you'll pull off, and then pick the rest with a little finger vibrato. So that'll be, you're moving to the 3rd string, 14th fret, and 12th fret. Okay, so I'll do that thing again real slow this time. And now, remember what I said, an octave higher than the E5 down here. You play it up here. So, okay. That's the 2 guitars for that particular part. And yeah, we're in the verse here, so. So you did this 4 times. You're going to the B, and my lovely assistant just moved the camera so you can see what I'm talking about. And yeah, we can't turn the camera around so you can see her. Sorry. So again, from the E, this is an E5. I should have continued with the lick there, so. Okay, so what did we do there? We went to the progression, the babe thing with the A. So, words here, that particular part where you just you let this B5 fade, that's the part where what did she say? She's singing, said, "Can I take you home where we can be alone? Next we'll be moving on. He was with me, yeah, me, and we'll be moving on." Singing the same old song, yeah, with me. When you hit the me the second time, you do a little build up on that B5. Back to the chorus, okay? Which is, remember, the chorus is the same progression as we have here in the intro. So from the A, second time she says the B thing. Uh-oh, I'm fading out here. Takes you right back into the next verse. Okay, so the only thing really left to cover now, the solo and the part where you go from the chorus into that little outro thing. It's just another little guitar piece that's in there that I'll walk through. Let's cover the solo. So the way you get into it, one repetition on that riff. And actually, that would be the first guitar. The lead guitar is just going to hit that E5, let that sucker ring. So it'll sound like this. I'll do it slowly also. Sometimes when you do things slow, it doesn't really work. And see, now we go right to the solo. Let that ring. And now this part, here's where the lead actually starts. I start with a little down chick and a half bend. It's going to be a little tricky because a chick, and that's a down, up, and a half bend, and we're on the second fret of that sixth string if you haven't noticed. So it's going to be twice. Release the bend and pull off. Okay. And a little vibrato before you release. Like that. Okay, so. Now, you're going to move up 7th fret, 5th string. And you can play this figure, which is sort of like Hendrix's E7 add 9, but it's not because you're not going to use your pinky on the second string. So I'll show you what we got here. Your second finger is on the 7th fret of the 5th string. First finger, 6th fret, 4th string. And third finger is on your 3rd string, 7th fret. Now, the way you're going to do this, slide up, get ready to make this figure, but slide up just with your second finger. And now capture those other 2 strings, and you can lift that second finger off. And it'll sound kind of dissonant. And a little, if you got your whammy bar, which I hardly ever use, but you kind of need it to do this. If you want to simulate what was on that 82 recording. Okay. To the next part, slide. You're going to be in 9th position, index finger on 9. Slide in to 11 on the 4th string with your 3rd finger. and pick up on your first finger, 9th fret, 3rd string, and then 3rd finger on 11 on your 3rd string, and now you're going to do a full bend. Take your pinky and fret 12th fret on the 1st string. Okay, pick that guy up, and the release on that 3rd finger. Actually, you're not going to release. You're just going to you're not going to let that release. You'll just play the bend up and take your finger off, so that what you do is you end that note. Okay. Now another bend, another full bend on 11, 3rd string, and this time pinky on 12th fret, 2nd string, and back to get your first finger ready, because what you've got to do here, you're going to have to do a bend, full bend, and it's got to be very brisk. And when I kind of play this, I'll put the whole thing together, but I'll play it slowly. You'll kind of get a better feel for it. So that's what you're going to do. Bend, release, pull off, and then a little chick. Like that. Now I'm doing it on the 4th string. So what I'm doing is it's inside picking. But you want to mute that, so you're barely touching the string. And now you're going to hammer 9 to 11 with vibrato. Okay? And another hammer from 9 to 11 on the 4th string. Now this one is slow instead of a fast hammer. So something like this. Now you can pick this up with your 3rd finger. Your pinky rather, on the 12th fret, 3rd string, or you can just shift your position to 8 and use, this might be easier for some of you, and use your index finger, 8th fret, 2nd string, and I'm going to have to explain this picking a little bit. Okay, and here's what we're going to do. Switch positions. You're going to go from 9 to 6 on the 3rd string, kind of keeping up this picking thing with a couple breaks in there. When I play it slowly, you'll kind of get the essence of it. You might have to just play it over a few times. Now, I like to put the bend in there. I don't hear that on the recording, but to me it sounds better with a little bend in there. So let's just, it's a short solo, let's just put the whole thing together. So. insisted was going to turn off the camera. We got one more thing to cover, the outro. So, if I remember right, yeah, the bridge. The bridge is just the percussion with the vocals, and then it goes into the chorus, to this part. That's twice. It's going to go through that whole thing twice. Then that one guitar keeps going, does the exact same thing, but your other guitar is actually playing 9th fret, okay, on the 5th string. Put your index finger there, and then you're going to play an octave, and they're both E's. So your 3rd finger is going to go on the 9th fret, 3rd string. So 7th fret, 5th, 9th, 3rd, and the trick is going to be, don't let that 3rd string pop out very much. All it is, so it's sort of muted. Needed a little more distortion there. Sometimes it's better to explain all this stuff with a clean sound, because if you can't pull it off clean, you kind of disguise some of the things you're doing if you add any distortion to it. So that's the brunt of it. So I love rock and roll. You gotta love it, and you gotta love Joan Jett. And if you like Joan Jett and you like rock and roll, you might like Under Red. So you might want to be a free subscriber. You could either subscribe on YouTube, or you can also subscribe on our website, www.underred.com, and just sign up there. Or you can do both. Why not? Thanks. See you later.